Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another installment of Scott Selections here for Monday, July 29th. Before we get into the play of the day, we'll quickly recap what happened yesterday. We picked up a loss with the Red Sox score first at plus 100 against the New York Yankees. Overall, I thought the Red Sox would win the game, and I didn't want to lay 185 on the Red Sox there. So, logically, I thought Sale was going to outpitch German. I thought the Yankees definitely looked sluggish in the first three games of the series, and I thought the Red Sox would be able to get the sweep. The Yankees were able to dominate against Chris Sale again, as the Yankees ended up scoring 9 runs. But in the end, even though we lost, it's definitely better to lose on a plus 100 play than a minus 185. So I thought if the Red Sox scored first, they would win the game. So based on that, we kind of saved a little bit of money, even though we lost. So we'll look to bounce back with a nice winner today on Monday. But it was a pretty good week last week, and we definitely look to keep that momentum going in this one. In terms of the play of the day, we're actually going to be talking about tennis, and there is a tennis match that's going to be taking place at roughly 3:40 Eastern Time. And the match that we're going to be looking at is going to be between Alexander Bublik and Bradley Klahn. And in this match, we like the American at Klahn, who is right now at minus 107 on the money line at Pinnacle, and that will be the line that we are using for this one. Bublik originally opened up as the favorite at roughly minus 115. He is down to roughly minus 111, even plus 100 at Bookmaker. But in terms of the actual comparison between these players, I definitely think that Klahn is the better player, and I think he is in better form at this point in time. I know that we had money on Bublik, I'd say about a week and a half ago or so, in the final of Newport against Isner. Grass is his best surface. On hard court, he's okay, but it is worth mentioning that he's definitely an inferior server in comparison to Klahn. And if you look at the last match that Bublik played, he ended up losing to Riley Opelka, a player that we like. He ended up losing 7-6, 6-3. However, in that match, we do know that Opelka is not a great returner by any means, and Bublik did have to face 12 break points against Opelka, which makes me believe that Bublik right now is not in a good form in terms of his serve. Klahn did lose to Diminuar in his last tournament. However, Diminuar ended up winning the entire thing, and he was able to beat Kopel in straight sets in the first round. I simply think that Klahn benefits better from the hard court surface. I think he'll have a little bit of a home court advantage because of the fact that he's an American, and I also think that he's just a better server, and I think he is in better form. So I definitely think that he should be at roughly minus 120, minus 125, and I think that minus 107 on Pinnacle is a gift. So the play of the day will be on Bradley Klahn moneyline, which is available at minus 107 at Pinnacle at time of recording of about 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, in terms of the actual leans for baseball, we will give out today. Not really a great baseball card by any means. Not that many games going on, but I'll still give out my initial thoughts for the games. In terms of the first game, I like the no score first inning, I should say, in the Marlins and the Diamondbacks game with Kelly versus Caleb Smith. Smith has been a very solidly kept secret in the league so far, and he tends to pitch really well at home. Kelly's okay. I think he's good enough, and I think that if the Marlins are able to get out of the first inning without giving up any runs, I don't think they're going to score. So I'll lean to the no score first inning. Total's already been bet down from 8 to 7.5, which definitely supports the idea, and I think that this will be a lower scoring game. So I'll lean to the no score first inning there. Moving on, I lean to the over 9.5 in the Blue Jays and Royals games. Blue Jays, the last couple of games against the Rays, ton of scoring, and I definitely think that you should see a decent amount of runs in this one. Pannoni's not a great pitcher. Keller's not a great pitcher, and I think that they should struggle. Question from Scott, you can find the tennis matchup. If you look under ATP, there is a tournament in Washington, and if you click that, you should be able to see a matchup between Bublik and Klahn, and then simply just click on Klahn moneyline. That's where it should be. I don't know what book you're using. I don't know if you're accidentally under parlays. Some books don't allow tennis parlays, but it definitely should be there. Yeah, it's that match. It should be there. Okay, cool. Yeah, so just I don't know what your price is there, Scott, but I definitely like the Klahn money line there, which should be somewhere in the realm of like minus 105 to like minus 110, give or take. And I think that Klahn should be able to win that match. In terms of the other leans, so I like the leans in the Royals game. The Royals Their offense exploded yesterday against Trevor Bauer as you saw him launch that ball about 400 feet from the pitcher's mound after he was taken out of the game. Royals overall have been playing a little bit better offensively at home, and the Blue Jays bullpen's terrible, and their offense has been great over the last couple of days. Definitely think 9.5 is too low. Lean to the over on that one. And the last game we're going to be talking about is going to be between the Angels and the Tigers, and we like the Angels team total over, as Zimmerman has been winless this season with a 7+ ERA, and we think that the Angels, after winning in walk-off fashion yesterday, should be able to generate at least 6 or 7 runs in this game, knowing that Pujols, Trout, Ohtani, everybody's healthy. So we think that they should be able to generate enough runs at home to cover that team total over. So that will be my original thought. In terms of the actual game itself, I would lean to the full game over. I think the Angels should score roughly 7 runs, maybe even more. And Barria he's actually been very good at home, but overall his ERA this season is over 6.6. I think the Tigers' offense stinks. They are last in the league in runs per game, but I think that if they are going to score at least 3 runs, it would be against Barria. However, I think Vegas that the better bet will be on the Angels team total over. I don't really know why you'd want to have to deal with the Tigers lineup, which is absolutely abysmal. Plus, Castellanos did not play in the team's last game due to injury, and I don't know if he will be playing in this one. So the Tigers, potentially without Castellanos, have virtually no weapons besides maybe Miguel Cabrera, who's about 38 years old and he runs slower than Pujols, or you have Nico Goodrum, who's okay at best. But I think you'd be better off, Vegas, if you would just take the Angels team total over, and I think that is the safer approach in that one. But in terms of the play of the day, we'll be on Bradley Klahn money line, which is available at -107 at Pinnacle, and that will be the play of the day. Before we conclude today's video, though, quick reminder for sponsor PointsBet, online sportsbook in New Jersey, a couple of great deals for you, up to 2 risk-free bets up to $1,000. So if you end up betting on any sport and lose, you get your money back, which is a promo that I wish more sportsbooks would use. Other than that, though, that's going to do it for this installment of Scott Selections here for Monday, July 29th. And good luck to all of you and your respective bets today. Bye, everyone.